My name is Synne Roisland. I am 16 years old and I'm from Kristiansand in Norway. I'm really grateful to be here or to talk about my yoga journey because that is something that I'm really passionate about, and so I'm excited to talk about that today.
Hi, guys, and welcome back to another episode on Maven Talks. So, today I have with me a 16-year-old yoga instructor. Yeah, you heard it right. 16 years old, 16 years old yoga instructor. So, before I just shift the screen to her, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. And if you have already subscribed, do not forget to press the bell icon. So, let me take you to her.
Hello.
Hi, Sam. How's weather in Norway?
It's pretty good today, actually, so that's nice.
So, when did you do yoga for the first time, and how did the yogic journey look like when you started?
I think the first time that I did yoga, it was basically this woman who I knew through my brother, and she was going to hold a yoga class for kids. At that time, I was 10 years old, I think, and she was doing this locally where I lived, and so I wanted to try that out because at the time I was doing gymnastics and I really liked anything that involved acrobatics and flexible things. Then I just saw yoga as another kind of gymnastics sort of back then. And so I wanted to try her class, but I was the only person who showed up to that class. And so the class didn't continue. However, I think that was my first time trying yoga properly. Um, and after that, because it didn't continue, I didn't do yoga because I didn't know to learn it. But later on, a year or so later, I started doing other workouts through YouTube, so Pilates workouts and that kind of stuff. And through that, I also saw yoga videos being recommended to me on YouTube. And after a while, I started trying those out, and I just ended up falling in love with yoga after that. And I learned a lot through doing them on YouTube, basically. And then a little bit later on, after doing quite a lot of YouTube yoga, I started going to some classes here locally.
That's amazing. And since I myself started doing yoga, and I'm not good at it, I know how hard it is. What did it appeal to you, or in other words, what made you interested in it?
Yeah, basically the physical part of it. Since I was a gymnast, I wanted to do something similar like that. But now I don't see only this physical practice, and I think now for me it appeals to me because of the mental benefits and the spiritual and emotional benefits of it, and just yoga sort of teaches you to come back to yourself and be present and really, yeah, be the person who you are, you know. And I think many times we think, oh, I'm not good at yoga because we only think of the physical parts of it. Like you just said now, I'm not good at it. But I would argue that there is no being good or bad at yoga because in the end, the physical exercises are just a part of yoga, and it's only to make us get to the mental and spiritual benefits of it. So I think just consistent practice is the most important part, and just devoting ourselves to staying present with it. So I think there isn't a good or bad, it's just consistency enough, I think.
What's your level at present in terms of asanas you do, and how much time do you dedicate to it on a daily basis?
On a level, I don't know, or on a scale, but I would say um intermediate, not completely advanced at all. There's a lot of things I cannot do. There are some more advanced poses that I can do, and then there are a lot that I'm not able to do. I don't spend a lot of time doing it every day, sadly. I wish. It's been easier now during the summer holidays, of course, but on a regular school week, there isn't so much time to fit it in. So I really just try to do it a few times a week when I can, and it's not always as long as I want it to be. And so for me, more of the my daily yoga isn't always asanas, but rather finding a small moment to meditate, or even if it's just like before waking up or before getting ready with my day or before sleeping, like just taking a few deep breaths, like trying to find those mindful moments in the day. But yeah, I wish I could spend more time doing the asanas.
Just out of curiosity, like, hasn't anyone ever asked you that aren't you too young to be a yoga teacher?
Um, Actually, no. I'm surprised at that. I've been really lucky to have a lot of supportive people around me. And I'm surprised and really grateful for the trust that I've gotten from other yoga teachers who have let me teach at their studios, for example. Um, yeah, myself, I've been asking myself, like, wait, isn't this a bit too young? But from other people, I've just support really. So I'm really amazed at that.
Let's take a step back to your first yoga session. So, did people join and how did it look like?
First, like after I had taken teacher training, my first yoga session was for kids. So I think it was like the age group 10 to 15 years old, and that was at the studio I taught at for 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. And I was really excited because it was my first time, but also really nervous, of course. But I think also the fact that it was like my age group made it a bit scary, and also like because the reason I wanted to teach is be able to give the gift of yoga to other people, and it also felt really amazing to be able to give that to kids, because I think like the earlier you start, the better. So yeah, I think a bit less than 10 people showed up that first time. I can't remember exactly, so I was happy with the attendance, and I can remember it as a positive experience. So I'm happy about that.
When you have to teach something to someone, you not only have to be good at it, you need to be proficient at it. So, what made you feel that this is something that I not only want to do and be good at, but also become enough expert at it that I want to teach it to others? So, what made you interested, or what inspired you to share your knowledge of yoga with others as well?
I think for me, the reason that, or like what made me want to teach it to others, was that I felt a lot of benefits from yoga, like myself, and I wanted to show others that they could also get those benefits. And I think like after doing it consistently, I found that like it made me feel comfortable in my body, like and at ease. And it also just made me feel more, or less stressed, more calm, more able to think clearly and like differentiate between like what I want and what I think I want. Just distancing yourself from all these other things happening around you. And so I think that was really just I wanted to give to others, really. And but I definitely relate to what you're saying. Like there's the pressure, like teaching, you have to at least try your best to teach it in a way that is safe for everybody, of course, and then also I guess realize your own mistakes, because there's nothing wrong with making a mistake as a teacher. I think it's just important that you point it out when you do it, and that's also a way for others to learn.
If we talk about people watching this video, what would you say to make them just get up off their couch and start practicing yoga?
I think what I would tell them, or what I will tell you guys watching this video, is that yoga can be like more or less anything you want. It doesn't have to be this. I think we have this image in mind that yoga is for this and that body type, doing this and that hard asana or pose, and being super flexible and all of this, and it just seems hard and like daunting and something that I could never do, and I just want you to like rid yourself of that image in your mind. Yoga does not have to be that. Sure, that can be yoga too, but like yoga can be what you make it. Again, like it can be sitting down and meditating for just a few minutes, and it can also be just finding a video on YouTube, like a beginner's video, or if you want to start practicing yoga regularly, like I think if you can find like a beginner's class near where you live, like that's awesome. Just like getting started is the most important thing. Don't make it seem like this big thing that you can never do, because yoga is for everybody. Not the same style of yoga is for everybody, definitely. Like we all have physical limitations, and everything, but I mean, yoga itself is for everybody. There's a different style for everybody.
When it comes to beginners, it's very difficult to have enough focus in the beginning. So if I talk about my first day when I had to meditate for a minute, it was one of the longest minute I ever had to go through, because you're just waiting, okay, when would this minute end, when would this minute end? Because in this world of social media, we are always scrolling reels or checking our WhatsApp, and it's really hard to focus. So could you suggest a roadmap for viewers who haven't practiced a single yoga asana in their life and want to start their journey?
First, like I really, really what you're saying. It's really hard to focus. Like even after doing it for a while, like I mean, we all have those days where mind wanders, and I think it's important that we just also accept that. Meditation isn't always about stopping that, but rather like noticing when our mind drifts off, even though it can be it definitely can be frustrating. Yeah, if I were to suggest a roadmap to people getting started, I would say like if you can find a beginner class near where you live, like that's awesome, and you can usually or as often those are like, for example, like a 10-week course, and then they like progress you during those 10 weeks, and I think that's like a really good way to be guided. And then you also have an instructor who you can ask questions, which is something that is harder through YouTube, for example. But if you don't live near a studio or you don't have that access, I mean, again, YouTube is great. You can just search up beginner yoga, and there are many YouTube channels. You can just like start off there and see what you like. And if you don't like that video, find something else, maybe by another YouTuber. And I think that's just a really good way of getting started. And yeah, same with meditations. I think if you have never meditated before, it's kind of hard to just sit down and breathe. And so I think it's better to find a meditation app or guided meditation on YouTube, because that way you're guided through it, which makes it a little less challenging than just trying to figure it out yourself.
So that was all from my side. Anything that you would like to add at the end?
First, I just want to say thank you so much to you, Rakshit, for inviting me here. And also thank you to everybody who is watching here. And I hope that you will find some way of practicing yoga that you enjoy. And yeah, you can, if you have any yoga questions or yeah, any questions, you can contact me on Instagram, for example. And yeah, I would be happy to answer those. I may not have the answer, but I can try my best at least. So yeah.
Yeah, so thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for accepting my invitation. I hope your story inspires others to maybe just get up and start doing yoga. So yeah, thank you very much. It really means a lot to me. So this was the story of 16-year-old Synne Roisland from Norway. And I hope this video inspires you to pick up any other physical activity and start working on yourselves. It is said that you cannot always control what goes on outside, but you can always control what goes on inside. With this, I'll be coming next week with another video. Till then, goodbye.